What's going on, guys? It's your boy FXNHXPRESS back with another video, and today I just want to bring you guys my market analysis for the week, so let's get into this thing. Alright, so starting off, we got Euro NZD. As you guys can see, we're making lower highs and lower lows. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we had that shift. So all we're waiting on is that nice pullback to this area of interest right here on the weekly time frame. If we drop down to the daily, we can see we are making those higher highs and higher lows. Higher high, so we're waiting on that higher low to continue, and then same thing with the 4 hour. We're just waiting for a pullback and then shift of structure on the lower time frame to continue taking it to the upside. On Euro CAD, we are making as well higher highs and higher lows, right? So we're waiting for a push above this area of interest, pullback to continue going to the upside. If we drop down to the daily, we can see same thing. We're just waiting for a push above the area of interest, pullback, entry. Same thing on the 4 hour, push above the area of interest, pullback, and then on the lower time frame, we're looking for that shift of structure. And then NZD USD, we're just waiting for a pullback to the area of interest right here after making some lower highs and lower lows. If we drop down to the daily, same thing. We had that break. Now we're just waiting on that retest. And then same thing on the 4 hour. We had that break. Now we're just waiting on this pullback, shift of structure, and then continuation to go to the downside. So let's put our stop loss here. And then on the daily, let's target these lows right here. Alright, so this potentially could be a nice 1 to 6.5 risk to reward. Alright, GBP USD, we're starting to have that pullback on the weekly. As you guys can see, we had this wick, so we're just waiting on another deeper pullback and continuation to the downside. On the daily, we are starting to have that move already, so we're just waiting on that pullback, shift on the 4 hour, and then continuation. Pretty simple. A lot of the pairs are like that this week. But yeah, if we look on the 1 hour, we see we are starting to have that pullback into the area of interest, and then we're going to look for that continuation. Alright, Euro USD, same thing. Weekly, we had that break underneath the area of interest. Daily, we're just waiting on that pullback, which we're starting to get now. And then 4 hour pullback as well, and then shift on the lower time frame. Alright, GBP CHF, we are looking for a buy continuation. We had a nice weekly rejection right here. If you guys can see, we had a nice weekly rejection. And then we're just waiting for a push above the area of interest. And then just waiting on that pullback on that lower high, and then entering and then holding, probably till about here, this zone, which would be about a 1, 2, 3 risk to reward, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. And then if we jump down to the daily, we're starting to have that push, so we're just looking for a break, retest, and then continuation. Same thing on the 4 hour. We're starting to have that push right now. Like I said previous, we're just waiting for a break and retest of this area of interest, shift of structure on the lower time frame, and then entry. AUD CHF is pretty much like the same thing as GBP CHF, the same move. We're waiting for a break, retest, continuation. AUD JPY, so currently we are bearish. We're making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then we had that pullback, higher high, because we broke this high. And then we had closed underneath the area of interest, so, and the lower high. So technically we are bearish. So here was the lower high, and we closed underneath. So now this makes it the lower high here, lower high, and then this makes this point now here the lower low. Right, so we're just waiting on a pullback and then a continuation to go to the downside. But yeah, I like this one a lot because we can see we're already having that wick into the zone on the daily. If we jump down to the daily, we're rejecting from this area, but I just want to have a more cleaner shift on the 4 hour. Pull back again, and then that shift of structure on the 1 hour time frame. All right, then we have AUD NZD. We are making lower highs and lower lows, and then we did close above. So from here we were bearish. So here's your lower high, your lower low, and then this was your lower high, and then we closed above the lower high. So technically we are bullish, which makes this then your higher low and your higher high. So we're just waiting on a small pullback and then continuation to go to the upside. Then we have CAD JPY. So we are already starting to have that pullback. If we look at the weekly, we closed underneath our area of interest, and we're looking for just a nice clean pullback. This is like one of my favorites for the week. As you guys can see, we're making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, pullback, shift. So now we closed underneath. So we're just waiting on a pullback and then a continuation. If we jump down to the daily, we can see we are looking for some similarity like this, just a nice pullback, shift of structure on the 4 hour, and then just continuation sells. And then CHF-JPY is somewhat similar. It's almost the same exact thing. If you look on the weekly, we closed underneath. We were making higher highs and higher lows, right? Close underneath. We're just waiting on a pullback for either here or to go here. I would like it to be at this area of interest here that we have on the daily time frame, because we already had the rejection on the daily time frame up here on this area of interest. So we're just looking for just a nice continuation break and retest. Lastly, we have Euro GBP. In this market, we are technically bullish. If we look at the daily, we had a nice push, closure above. So this was the higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're just waiting on a new higher low to come, and we're just going to look for entry to continue going to the upside. 4 hours looking the same thing, even though this looks like a left head right shoulder. It's just market structure, just price doing its thing. So we do wait on the 4 hour pullback, and then on the 1 hour is where we take that entry. So we do have higher highs and higher lows, right? Shift. So we are just waiting on a closure above, pullback, entry, and that's pretty much it on Euro GBP. Otherwise, we did end up continuing our winning streak. We are on now 8 weeks winning, so we're looking to get 9 this coming week. But yeah, if you guys have any things you want me to adjust in the videos or anything like that, just leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace.